Hi, my name is Charlie, and I'm here to let you know that there is nothing in the streets for adolescents after dark but trouble. I believe that each state should strictly enforce the dusk to dawn curfew of 9:30 p.m. to 6 a.m. Sunday through Thursday and 11:59 p.m. to 6 a.m. Fridays and Saturdays for teens under the age of 18 unless accompanied with a parent or an adult. This will reduce juvenile delinquency and force parents to be parents again while teaching teens the importance of responsibility and time management. New York Times reveals that since the dusk to dawn curfew was imposed in New Orleans, the city reports a 20% decrease in juvenile crime. Dallas, Texas also declares that violent juvenile crime has been reduced 30% and that the overall juvenile crime has dropped nearly 21% since the curfew was imposed in 1994. Curfews will lower juvenile crime rate all over, which is ultimately the goal. For some reason, people believe that crimes are easier to commit at night. With teens being indoors after hours, they are less likely to be tempted to commit these crimes that they believe no one will see or ever find out about. Nearly 3,000 teens as young as 13 years old are currently serving life sentences without parole for heinous crimes. Here's an FBI uniform crime report of minors in Lincoln, Nebraska who have been arrested since 2008. More recently, in 2012, 293 students have been arrested. I'm sure that we can all agree that's unacceptable. The Office of Juvenile Justice and Delinquency Prevention states that juvenile violence peaks are after school hours on school days and in the evenings on non-school days. During the after-school hours on school days, crimes are generally, but not limited to, bullying and theft, things of that nature. However, on non-school days, after hours, late at night, between the hours of midnight, 2 in the morning, the crimes are more heinous, like murder, robbery, and gang activity. Being indoors at a decent hour will eliminate the temptation to commit crimes by giving teenagers the opportunity to do something more productive with themselves. I believe that dusk to dawn curfews will also prevent teen victimization. There is an assumption that most teens who are out after curfew hours are looking for trouble. That's not always the case. Teens out minding their own business and not necessarily looking for trouble are most likely prone to being victims simply because their unawareness makes them an easy target. I know a girl in high school named Tiffany and her boyfriend Roger. They went to a movie one night and were at a bus stop waiting to go home when they were approached by a gang. The gang had them at gunpoint and tried to rob them. Once Tiffany and Roger denied them of their belongings and did not give up their stuff, Tiffany was pistol whipped and Roger was beat severely. Currently, Roger is paralyzed from the legs down. From the waist down actually, and Tiffany is traumatized. Did you know that teens are twice as likely as than any age group to be victims of violent and property crime? Girls are more likely to be victims of sexual crime, assault, dating violence, and stalking, while boys are more likely to be victims of assault, robbery, and homicide. A decent curfew hour teaches time management, discipline, and responsibility for teens. Whether or not people want to admit it, it's obvious that the upcoming generation have lost its sense of responsibility and respect. The graduation rate has dropped. Teens are disrespecting each other, their parents, teachers, and officers because of the lack of structure in their lives. Time management plays a huge part in having a curfew because it teaches the teens the importance of being punctual and how it can make your life easier. Curfews give teens the opportunity to set aside time to do homework, chores, some free time, studying, helping out around the house, or whatever needs to be done. Seniors can really take advantage of this time, preparing themselves for college, doing applications, filling out financial aid, or scholarships. Parents have to start back parenting. Teens are becoming superior to their parents these days and age by subjecting them to verbal and physical abuse, Parents can finally take the authority by making rules for the teen to follow. If parents give a sense of also, parents can give the sense of safety. Parents are intended to be the protectors of teenagers. So with a curfew, they can provide that safety net and safe haven for the teen to come home to. This curfew will also give parents a sense of relief, and they are aware of the child's whereabouts before they go to sleep. There are many states, including Georgia, that have enforced these laws. However, they are very lenient. These laws should be firm and punishable by fines or community service. Although it won't entirely eliminate crime within juveniles, but it will definitely help reduce the teenage demise. Again, I believe that all states should strictly enforce a dusk to dawn curfew for teens.